Welcome to the CHADMAN and RANDY show. Hey, guess what? I make a lot of racist jokes because I have friends who are black and Indian and Filipino and Mexican and German, Slovakian. I got friends from all over the place, man, and we make racist jokes at each other because, not because we're racist, but because it's fun to poke fun at each other every now and then. Anybody who served a day in the military knows what I'm talking about. I'm not racist, but what happened last month, Randy? I went and I approached the NAACP. I went to their office, and I left them a card for the show. Told them I'd love to have them on. They got their own little show over there. And I thought maybe we can do something because at the time, there was a shooting at Chuck E. Cheese.
Well, actually, it was when we did the Trayvon, his dad.
Right, yeah. And there was during that time, Trayvon Martin's dad was coming to Cal State Bakersfield to talk about, I don't know, whatever it is he was going to talk about that time. You can go back and check the episode out. And at the same time, there was a black-on-black shooting here at Chuck E. Cheese, and they arrested the wrong guy, and then they ended up letting him go. So I was just like, you know what, let's get the NAACP in here. Let's talk. You know, I'd like to be on their show. Let's do this. Well, I gave them the card, and then they listened, or someone there listened, and I got a phone call. Well, first I got a message, and I got a phone call talking about, you know, give us a call back, please. And so I call them back, and they're telling me how insensitive I am, how racist I came off as, and this, that, and the other, and pretty much tried to, like, ream my ass. And they weren't happy too much with me about what I had said in my comment about Trayvon Martin's father. If you were to listen to the entire episode, you would know I'm not racist. If you would just pay attention to me for about 5 minutes a day, you would know I'm not racist. Okay, just ask questions. But they took me as racist, and they went off on me. And that was kind of the end of that. I did try and reach out to them after that, never heard back. And that's my experience with the NAACP.
Well, what we got in trouble for was we basically, our thesis was in that episode that Trayvon Martin's dad was not a good father. Because if you remember, basically what he was talking about is when these kids get out of line and they, basically commit felonies, they rob fucking liquor stores and shit like that, and we said that if that was his method of parenting and all that, that we didn't think that he was a good father. Well, I guess about August of last year, it seems that the NAACP president, Patrick Jackson, had a little altercation with his wife, and he just pled no contest to misdemeanor special abuse stemming from that last year. He was arrested on August 9th after his wife told police he punched her in the mouth and threw a chair at her inside the NAACP offices.
But I'm insensitive.
You're a bad person and all this, but, I mean, this is where it gets back to, I guess, words are more powerful than actions. That we're a bigger problem for saying words, fucking around, and either making a joke or whatever. But you can punch your wife in the fucking face while you're having an affair on her, living in the offices of it. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Allegedly, I'm just reading this from the story that was, approached her from behind, placed her in a chokehold. She kicked and scratched at him as she struggled to breathe. Don't worry about that. He dragged her toward an exit, released her. The filings say she said she pulled out her cell phone and began filming him. Jackson then punched her in the mouth. She told police in the filings the blow knocked her to the ground, and Jackson grabbed her phone and fled the building. He was arrested shortly afterwards.
There you have it. So I got what we had said and discussed, that Trayvon Martin's father wasn't a father.
He wasn't setting a good example.
He wasn't setting a good example. He was a gang member. His son wasn't even living with him when he died. He shouldn't be speaking about being a father, this, that, and the other. He was pandering. And I got called insensitive. I got told these things from, I believe, that same individual.
Now, I would say that in the past, the NAACP has called for a lot of people's jobs and media and stuff for actions that they have committed and all that. And I would think that, honestly, they should probably be looking at one of their own and think maybe should he still be leading their organization, because that's not setting a good example forward. I don't know.
I mean, that's if I were to do that to my wife, first of all, I deserve a bullet in my head. I mean, who the fuck does that? And it's not even his, whether it was a wife or not. You're doing it to a woman. See, this is what happens. Is that you have all this Black Lives Matter. Let's divide everybody by race and call white people insensitive and this, that, and the other. Okay.
You know we're getting shit for this too, right? You know when this comes up, we're gonna get shit for this.
I don't give two fucks.
I give a fuck.
I give two fucks. This guy's a fucking piece of shit. This guy's
and it's not a race that he's a piece. It's not because of a certain race.
No, he could be fucking Asian, Indian, white. He could be.
If this was my brother, he would be a piece of shit.
This guy's a fucking piece of shit. I mean, what kind of person, what kind of a man does this, but gets upset at another man hosting a podcast and expressing his views? I mean, and if you were to just listen to what I had said, maybe you'd understand a little bit more. But I guess you were too busy fucking beating your wife.
Oh, he was having an affair.
And having an affair.
And that's why his wife confronted him, because he was living at the offices where you went to go drop that business card at, allegedly. He was living there while him and his wife were separated, allegedly. And all this transpired. So, I don't know. But I just find that odd that we get shit for... And, I mean, the thing is I'm not saying... I don't condone spousal abuse, but I'm saying it could happen, and that's maybe why you should settle down in your fucking calling for jobs and not wanting to give people second chances or all this other shit that's happened in the past that organizations have done when you could fucking step on the fucking landmine yourself.
I don't even know what to say to that. When you showed me that a couple days ago, I've been kind of in a cranky mood anyways, but when you showed me that, I don't want to say I was surprised, because I mean, it could, you never know what your next door neighbor's doing. Your next door neighbor could be a fucking serial killer and you don't know it. But when this guy, if I believe this is the same guy, the name doesn't fucking ring a bell. But my point is that it seems like he's a very angry individual. Seems like he's got no values. Seems like he wants to suit whatever values are best for his needs. In this particular case, he wanted to, fuck some other woman and not his wife, and then she found out. So of course, the most logical answer to that is to just beat her, right? And physically assault her. That seems the right answer. Oh, I got caught. Better beat this woman. And meanwhile, we're having an honest discussion here on our show about values and fatherhood, and that's how we were judged by this man. So, fuck this guy. This guy's a fucking loser. He's a piece of shit. And as far as I'm concerned, nothing he stands for is at all holds any weight in value.
All right. Well, we've given this piece of shit enough time. And we'll move on to another subject. Let me just say this. As Trayvon's dad was not a good father, this guy's not a good husband. Enough of him. You can send it to the email. We'll wait for it. Thank you. Have a nice day. Did you see the fallout and some of the questions when we were away at the baseball game the other day from the mayoral debate?
What mayoral debate? Oh, you're talking about Karen Go.
Well, no.
Karen Go.
Where old TJ kind of put a whooping on some of the local guys here. There was a question asked in this debate. They asked kind of the panel, if there was a gay pride parade, would you as mayor attend? And TJ gives a speech, basically what he gave us here, and said, hey, they're citizens, they're taxpayers, they're law-abiding citizens.
Do you think they asked that question because he mentioned that on the show the week before?
No,
on this show?
But
because he did say that.
So he comes and he says, yes, I would. They're law-abiding, blah, blah, blah. As a mayor, it's my job. You're the city's host. Yeah, I would be there. And then some smart ass, and I think it might have been Chad Vegas, because him and TJ, if you want to look it up, they've been going back and forth online about this whole religion debate, gay, God, and gays, and all this shit. But he goes, so does that mean if the Nazis had a rally, would you show up?
No, the KKK.
Oh, it was the KKK.
Yeah.
And then the greatest quip is when he comes back, when he goes, well, I find it rather, or something like, I find it rather offensive that you're comparing our local law-abiding gay citizens to the Klan. And that was a great comeback, and way to shut that asshole up. Good job.
Well, not only that, but then they which he has a point. If you're mayor, which is why I support this dude, man. I mean, he says if I'm mayor, I'm gonna support everyone in my community. You represent, and you're the leader of the community. You represent everyone. And then they bring up Karen Go, who, from what I've been told, is like the favorite amongst the Bakersfield elite. The Bakersfield.
Well, how many signs have you seen? She's been pegged as a favorite this entire time. I mean, we've seen 3 signs.
Yeah, everybody who's important in Bakersfield, all the people who rub elbows at Cafe Med and the Petroleum Club, and all the people who I guess quote unquote matter in Bakersfield. They say that Karen Go's the shoo-in. She's the one who's got it. So this woman stands up and they ask her the same question, and she beats around the bush. Dude, let's pull this up. Let's play it. We're going to play this shit. All right, so here we go. So what you're about to watch is the video and the soundbite from that mayor debate, that mayoral debate. What do you call it, dude? Mayoral?
Yeah.
Whatever. From the debate with the mayors. And you got TJ, the other ones, and Karen Go. She's there. Ready? Go.
Would you march in an LGBT parade, and would you be supportive of that? And I would like a yes or no answer.
My parents taught me how to respect people. They taught me that we must treat people with dignity, no matter what their race is, their demographic, their social.
I don't know who this guy is.
I don't either.
I am American. I am someone from Bakersfield. I steal these values from my parents. I steal these values from Bakersfield. We are a community. God didn't put us on this planet to judge folks.
Who is this guy?
Skin color,
Ring the bell. Ding time.
Age, or what side of town they live on. If a specific group wanted my support, then I will be there for them, as my parents have taught me, and I hope your parents have taught you.
I think there's a difference between respect and getting a fair voice and having something forced down your throat that, especially as Christians in the majority
Didn't say
of
a cock.
community,
Settle down.
you don't want.
So this guy's saying
My
no.
answer
He
to that
would.
question is emphatically no.
As a mayor, we represent the city and have an obligation to every single citizen.
This is TJ.
If there's a parade,
See that asshole yell, what about the Christians in the
if there's a
background?
Christian parade, you show up. If there's a gun parade, you show up. If there's a gay parade, you show up. That's what the mayor does. If there's a Sikh parade, you show up.
Hold on, pause
Every
this.
single citizen.
That asshole yells, what about the Christians? Yeah, there's no Christian-involved parades that go on. It would have been great if it would have went, no, fuck the Christmas parade, it's canceled or some shit, you know?
But that guy that just spoke before him was like so angry about it. He's like, there's something about how.
Is that Kyle Carter?
I don't know who that guy was.
I don't either.
All right, so go on, TJ.
Black, white, Hispanic. I don't care who it is. You show up if you're the mayor.
You go to a KKK parade, TJ? Where'd you go to?
You know what? Hey, let me tell you something. I would say that it's offensive to compare the KKK to gay people.
He's the only one that got an ovation, man. Okay, so go on. Now, okay, I think the next person they bring up is this Karen Go.
You can call me out all you want, but I'll tell you what, comparing our gay citizens and gay folks to the KKK is offensive and ridiculous.
It's easy to reduce these questions to...
This is Karen Go.
Now listen, hold on. Now, did you notice bullshit coming right off the bat? Now, instead of saying yes or no, well, it's easy to reduce. Okay,
yeah.
This is signs that bullshit is coming.
Yeah,
right
yeah.
here.
This lady right here, what you're about to hear, citizens of Bakersfield,
is political bullshit.
This is the woman who is backed by all the
Abernathy's and all that.
All the people
shit.
in city government, all the people who rub elbows, all the rich ones. This is who is slotted that they say that the powers that be in this town say is going to be the next mayor. But just listen to her fucking bullshit.
What I said earlier is that our personal views is one thing, but as mayor, we are called upon to represent the public square. That is the responsibility of the mayor. And I will say to you that I clearly have...
Yes or no, stupid?
I know. You just said that you respect the people. That's the people. So
Fuck.
gay people. I mean,
yes or no?
And I need to figure out, but I need to figure out.
Yes or no?
They're telling her, answer the question.
Each of us should not reduce it to that simplistic an answer. Because if we need time to process how that's going to be, what I will say...
How do you process that? What the fuck is it that you
Yes
process?
or no?
What is there to process? Would you attend a gay rally? It's fucking simple. Go on.
Is that my personal viewpoints, I will hold to my
Pinpoint.
personal viewpoints. But how my responsibility is as mayor in representing...
You know she's got the Hillary Clinton
citizens of
outfit
the
on?
community, that is something that
The scarf, the
working
suit.
through. I do not know. I'm going to be sincere in my answer because I am not spinning this. No, I'm not spinning this.
Somebody else spin doctor.
Somebody else, she's a typical politician. She can't even fucking answer the question because
She's been on longer than anybody else.
because if she says yes,
she's paying it in.
all them fucking idiots that back her, who are
Christian
again Christian Republicans, are gonna be like, oh my god, we can't vote for her. And look, this asshole in the background that said clear and emphatically no. That guy, I don't know who he is. I can care less. He's so happy because she's fucking... Because they're probably vying for the same voters.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's
Trying to figure out what that is. I do not know right now.
It's a simple question, yes or no.
And so what I'm saying, sir, is it's easy to be simplistic and say yes
Oh
or no.
my God.
What I will say is, I have my personal views, and what I'm trying to reconcile...
What are your
right
personal
now
views
is as
then,
mayor,
stupid?
I know that I'm responsible for representing the viewpoints of all the citizens of all of our community. And so that's something that I have to still continue to process how that would be.
Holy shit.
she didn't like, dude. TJ, they just cut the video off because it's like
Dude,
done. Goodbye.
Whoever clipped this video, though, they should have left that shit going.
I'm gonna talk to Richard about that, man, because that's fucking.
Good God.
Isn't
Well,
that-
I think
I'm gonna sit here and ramble and she said everything TJ said, but TJ said yes. TJ's
My
like, yes, I would
viewpoints-
go. And then, what's funny is that TJ Esposito has been getting a lot of shit ever since he really announced his candidacy for mayor. They want to just focus on his past and everything. He talks about his past, but he's also saying shit that none of those candidates up there would say. They're so...
whether you like the answer or not, at least he's giving you a fucking answer.
Yeah, at least...
I don't have to sit in front of my board of, jerk-offs, and we have to figure out what the comprehensive plan...
Man, I wish I could have gone to that. That was the night of my... That's the night we went to the Dodgers-Angels game.
Yeah.
God, I wish I... I'm going to make it a point to go to these, man, because we need to, dude. That I am so happy at whoever was out there that was saying, typical politician.
Somebody yelled spin doctor.
Somebody...
Dude. It would have been great if they would have started singing.
Oh, man.
No, that wasn't Kyle Carter. I don't know who that other dude was, but
I don't
holy
know.
shit. I mean, just... She was going to have to run her, and that is exactly what we've been talking about in politics right there.
That's it.
She would have had to take that back to her committee of advisors. A simple question. So, anything that's going to pass through her desk is going to take 3 days to get an answer on.
Well, yeah, because...
Can we do this? Or can this... Well, let me... And it's going on to be passed. The 3 people who are going to scrutinize over it and be like, no, it's anti... it's this and, and...
Well, let me just... And then, answer the question. She goes, I will. And she said, you can't just be so clear and concise. Yes, you can. Would you or would you not go to a gay
That was a yes
parade?
or no question.
I mean, here's the deal, man. So what? You're a
Fuck, I
Christian.
would have handled maybe.
First of all, if you're such a diehard Christian, okay, and you're against homosexuality, okay, but aren't you supposed to turn the cheek and love everyone? And
Jesus hung out with the whores and all that shit. And...
who are these people, man, that want to be our mayor and that want to? You see it on the local level. It's right there, man. Just the fucking fakeness of it.
There's more shit in the Bible that you're not supposed to eat shrimp. Mentions of not eating shellfish than there is fucking homosexuality. But everybody goes to fucking Red Lobster. It's enough. And what I don't understand is this is a non-partisan job. That's what they told you right off the bat. Your mayor is a non-partisan position. then why the fuck does religion have to be thrown in it as much as it is?
Oh, because people want to bring... Because, you know what? Because people... Whoever went to that debate and the people who organized it, they know that they can't get Hillary and Bernie and Trump into that building with that crowd. It would be too big. You can't get the national headline newsmakers, presidential camp, the people fucking running for president. You can't get them in the room with them. So they're going to bring down how they feel about national issues into that little discussion. And that puts the heat on the candidates, which is good. But like you're saying, I mean, these are questions that probably are more organized towards the larger elections. But whatever. I mean, they're good questions to ask.
I'm sure the Christian conservatives are supporting Karen Go's candidacy, and that's where it's coming from. But look at her. She has got the Hillary Clinton outfit on, from the haircut to the scarf around the neck to the snazzy pantsuit. It is your Hillary Clinton starter kit. To giving her answers. Shit.
Well, in order to be a woman, it's like, you ever see those memes on Facebook or online where it's like, your douchebag starter kit, and it'll have like a lifted truck,
flat bill Dodger hat.
Yeah, easy. Can of Copenhagen. Yeah, I got what you're saying.
With a sticker on it.
Yeah. To be a woman in politics, you got to have the pantsuit, the short haircut, the scarf, and you got to take apparently fucking 5 minutes.
Have you noticed that women in politics dress like Kim Jong-un?
Yeah.
It's the exact same outfit. If you take it off, it's the exact same. Hillary Clinton is looking more and more like the fucker every day.
Well, you know what it must be? It must be because they want to show that women can be professional, and maybe that a woman wearing a dress and showing a little bit of her legs, and maybe dressing like most women do, maybe it looks like they're not being professional, like they're being
fuck that. Dudes are horny.
Like they're pandering to men.
If you can get an international deal over by showing a little bit of cleavage or your leg and you're my president, you go for it. You knock your fucking sock, whatever it takes to get the job done.
God, there's nothing attractive about a woman in a pantsuit.
No.
At all.
Never has been, never will be.
At all. I mean, even the way she talks. And she's Asian. And I'm not saying that makes her hotter or not. I'm just saying, it's weird to see an Asian woman in the whole Hillary getup.
Well, my question...
she must be. She must. You're right. You're 100% right. Whoever's advising her, she must be.
I'm telling you,
listening to you gotta look like
magazine.
Hillary.
Here you go. Do this.
Weird, man.
But I mean, weird. With Hillary running for office, my first question, dead off, if I could ask her one, when they asked Bill Clinton, boxers or briefs or that shit, the only question I'd have is, if you go to a Muslim country, are you wearing a burqa? Or covering your fucking... And if she says, yep, nope, you're finished. I will not... Fuck that. Nope, you're done. I'd never vote for you. You cannot kowtow to that shit.
I mean, yeah, that's a little unheard of. I don't never understand why they make them do that. I mean, because they come here and they don't got to do that. I hate that whole part of the world, dude, so anything related to them...
But that'd be my first question.
I don't,
without a doubt, would be my first question. Is would you?
Yeah, but they would spin it just like that guy said, "Spin doctor." They wouldn't answer it.
She would be like, "Well, it depends. If it's really windy, and it would keep my my hairdo from flying about." Bitch, your hair couldn't fly in a fucking hurricane.
Politicians are so good at not answering fucking questions. Could you imagine?
It's an art.
Or I love it when they say, "Thank you for asking that question." So you'll ask them. Hey, how do you feel about this or gun control? And they'll be like, thank you for asking that question.
That's a great, intelligent question.
My mother came here as an immigrant, and and we found Christianity, and Jesus is our... They'll go on and on and on and on. And
God bless America and support the troops.
And then these mediators who mediate these debates, most of the time are like, okay, thank you for your answer. And it's like, no, wait, go back. The motherfucker didn't even answer the question. But it sounds like a question, and the people will cheer and they'll laugh and they'll just.
Or you put they twist into something where you'd be like, do you believe in the Second Amendment? Well, I believe in a person's right to do anything they want, and they're not going to answer the question, and you just pick the new hot issue of the day and go, and I think they should be able to piss in any bathroom they want, and you're going to get half the building clapping, and that whatever it is, some little niche issue to get people, to get the applause, whatever's the hot thing of the day. And it's the same shell game distraction shit that we've been getting, stuck with forever.
Oh, it's horrible. That's horrible. That when I saw that over the weekend and I was laughing my ass off. I think I messaged him too. I said, "Man, way to go, good job."
I did the other day just for that spin around on that.
Was that the first time? Was that the first time you saw the video?
All the way through.
Yeah, that was cool, man. I mean, good job on him. I'm gonna start going to more of these. They look fun. We need to be going to them, man, for sure. Like, definitely.
It looks like it's really easy to get questions out there.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to the next one, dude. 100%. Like, that, definitely.
Well, he invited us to go.
Yeah, we had that game, though.
Yeah, that's what I told him. He had invited us to go, and I said, yeah, we'd love to. And we will. If there's another one, we will, for sure. If I can get the time off, I'd like to go.
Change the subject real quick. My buddy sent me this meme, and it's like, it shows a church on fire. And it says, church. Hello, operator. This is a church. We're on fire. And the operator says, I'm sorry. All engines are busy attending to calls from our community taxpayers. Have you tried praying?
Yes.
Because, I mean, like, churches don't pay city taxes, right? Or do they? I don't know how it works.
They don't. Churches, that's...
So they pay no taxes, and... Wow, that's interesting.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I said we're going to incorporate as a religion, dude, this podcast.
The CHADMAN and RANDY show?
Yeah, we'll make some deacons out there, and if you donate enough, I mean, if you tithe well enough, we can ordain you as ministers. You can perform marriages, and
John Oliver did that.
Yeah.
It's pretty smart, but then he donated all his money.
Well, I'm not donating it, but nonetheless, and I'm not giving it to Toys for Tots either.
No, I'm gonna go buy a huge house like Joel Osteen.
Yeah, oh, dude,
that guy's the worst. That guy is the worst.
No,
man.
He's not. That guy rules. And you know who's better than him?
I want to punch that guy in his teeth so bad.
Okay, you know what I used to do in my 20s when I would get really shit-faced drunk, and it was my favorite thing to do?
You'd watch Joel Osteen?
I would watch at 3 a.m. Benny Hinn healing people. It's the best fucking thing on TV ever. Get out of that chair. I'm crippled. I've been paralyzed, and I'm not able to walk for 10 years. And he slaps him on the head.
With his jacket.
This fucker starts walking. It's the best shit on TV.
What? I never... Like, if you have such magical powers to heal people, why aren't you in fucking Shriners Children's Hospital?
I'm just saying, why is he just walking down a hospital just going like crop dusting hospitals with his fucking supreme magical powers?
Whipping people in hospitals with your jacket, you fucking fake.
God, I love that guy. That guy is my favorite.
I hate those people.
This is my thing, is like, I'm like, look, dude, if I'm an atheist, and maybe I'm wrong, and maybe I go to hell, but I'm going to tell you what, that motherfucker's in line before I am. That dude's in the 15 items or less express lane shit to hell. I mean, I don't believe in the shit, but I'm not really that terrible of a person. That dude, like, he's getting like the express check-in when you're getting on a plane, dude. That guy is way passing me.
What a piece of shit,
man. That guy fucking rules. I used to love that and watching, dude, I watched a lot of that shit on, like, the Bible Man show with Willie Ames. That shit ruled too.
The Bible Man.
Yeah, it was like a superhero, but he used like Bible scriptures and he had a bad costume.
Yeah, right. Go to Compton, asshole. Mark 17:22.
That was great shit, but I'm telling you, dude, and I wanted to go.
Bible Man.
I wanted to go because they did a few years ago. They had like Benny Hinn was going to be in L.A. like in some auditorium, and I was trying to convince my wife and my friends to go. And they're like, there's no fucking way we're going with you. Because you'll be up there fucking laughing your ball. I was like, yes!
I was raised Catholic, pretty strong Catholic. And my grandma's neighbors were that form of Christianity where they do that shit. Where they sing and they
like
bring people.
Pentecostal with the snakes and all that shit.
No, not so much that. But the ones they bring on stage where they do all that wacky shit. You know, they put your hands on you, and people fall back.
Start speaking in tongues, and
I went because I hung out with the boy across the street. I must have been like 7, and I hung out with the boy across the street, and so they invited me, and I think my family had somewhere to go, so it was like, yeah, just go. And I went with them, but I was so uneasy because we go up there, and they're like, we have a new member here with us today, and they're like, Chad, why don't you come up here and be saved? And I remember, like, because in the Catholic Church, it's very, like, private, man. They don't...
Gonna make a really bad joke.
And I'm not used to it. And I remember I was, like, 7 or 8, man. I was young.
Like, come here and give me your confession. Like, bitch, I'm 7. I watched cartoons yesterday.
And there's
Fuck
like
off.
1,000 people in this church, and they call me up, and I'm like, I don't want to go up there. What? And they're like, no, come up. And they go up there, and they're like, have you been saved? And I'm thinking to myself, what? Like, what does that even mean? And then they bring me up there in front of all these people, and then they start asking me questions, dude, and putting the microphone in my mouth. Like,
all I could think of is from Airplane. They're like, Billy, have you ever seen any Gladiator movies? Have you ever seen a grown man naked?
It was so uncomfortable. I know. I remember I couldn't get in their Suburban fast enough to go home. I was so uncomfortable. I went home and I said, I don't ever want to go back there. That's just weird.
But
to me,
see,
man.
now me, I want to go to that shit. I want a show. If you want me to, like, that's why, like, when my wife has a family, like, one of her family funerals or whatever, like,
is it like that?
Catholic church? No, they're Catholic.
Okay.
At least there's a little bit of a show there. My family's a bunch of boring-ass Baptists. There's no show there. You get a song here and there and all that, but I want dudes with snakes, and I want, like, you know, people dancing and singing down the aisle. I mean, I want a fucking floor show. This shit can be like Vegas, dude. If I'm gonna watch it, I want to see some shit.
That's so weird. I
want to see an exorcism. I want all kinds of shit.
And then growing up, we had a black family move in next to us, and they were, you know, Baptist, obviously, and very nice people. I mean, they were family. I mean, we were close to them, very, very close to them. Which is another thing, which is why that NAACP incident caught me so off guard when they labeled me a racist and said I'm insensitive, is because for 10 years of my life, I grew up next door to a black family who...
You're like, for one, you got the wrong guy.
I mean, I called her Aunt Carlene. You know, her kids were like, very, very close to me and my family. Anyways, when they moved in, after like a year or two, we got to know each other real well after a year. I would go to church to them because I was a huge troublemaker. And, at night I'd be smoking weed with, you know, her kids on the side of my house, but I digress. I'd go to church with them, right, on the east side, and I'd be the whitest motherfucker there. The only white dude there. And those churches were off.
You ain't even that white, so.
Those churches were off the fucking chain. They would start playing that music on the way there. They drove a big Cadillac, and me and Maurice and Samantha would be in the back seat, and Steve and Carlene be in the front seat, and they would put that gospel music on, and they had a sound system in this Cadillac too, man.
Bumping, boom.
And, you know, we'd be sitting back there, but they'd be up front, and they'd be dancing, and they'd pull up in the parking lot, and they'd see Sister Marv or Brother Marvin and Sister whoever, and they'd be dancing in the parking lot and talking about their week, and the party was started. When this pastor walked down the aisle, it wasn't like the priest in the Catholic Church, real quiet and somber, holding the cross. I mean, they were dancing, dude, and it was a fucking party. It was hysterical. They renewed their vows. I think I talked about it before.
Yeah.
And my mom and dad had to fucking... Oh, it was a shit show. My mom and dad were the only white people in the wedding party, and they had to, like, dance every 5 steps down the aisle. It was fucking hysterical. But, I mean, whatever floats your boat. I mean, if the way you worship and the way you get down, okay, more power to you. No.
And I don't care. You can do whatever you want in your private life. I just don't want every debate that comes up in our government and everything else that is ruling us to be, well, how does this affect your Christianity and all this? Dude, it's enough, man. Can we just... We just need to stop having so many of these different layers reasons for us not to be able to get along.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, man. That's unfortunate. I don't know where this screensaver came from, dude. It must be hooked up to my iCloud. Because some of these pictures I haven't seen in a long time. But anyways, with these mayor candidates, I think it's a shit show. I think it's a total shit show. It's a total fucking fiasco.
But it's just as ridiculous as the national election is. That's what everything is. It's all ridiculous.
It is, and I think TJ is getting treated a little bit unfairly. I back him, and I might be a tad bit biased because I support him, but, you know, when you got, at least TJ's out there willing to answer questions. I mean, there's nothing TJ won't answer. He says we grilled him, in a good way he said that. We just had a conversation with him, and he was able to answer everything we brought up. If you're a reporter or at a debate and you ask a question, he's going to answer you.
Well, in all honesty, we even kind of said, is there anything totally off the board in a little pre-show meeting? which we don't really do. But since
No.
we have these political people in, we want to, like, because it is a little bit more of a professional interview. We're not going to do total dick jokes and everything else we had in there. So it's like, and he's like, no, just fucking whatever. I'm ready to go. Let's do this. Kick the mics on.
Yeah, and even if him or Kim Metler or any future politician wants to come on and they say, hey, that's off limits, that's not to say that we won't ask them anyways, man.
Or it's not to say that
they don't like it. There's the door.
It's not to say it's not to say that we might not even do the interview, and then we might let you know a little bit afterwards. Hey, by the way, don't think we didn't ask that question because we were told not to ask that question. It'll come out sooner or later.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think if you're gonna run for office that you shouldn't be hiding anything.
Well, you can't anymore. This fucking internet, dude, you're not getting away from shit. It's coming out somewhere.
I don't think there should be stuff that's off limits that you can't ask. I don't think that there should be stuff that is, don't go there.
We'll put it this way.
I mean, you're running for office.
Something happens. Rudy Giuliani was the mayor of New York in September 2011. These fucking buildings start coming down. He didn't get to be in a totally sterile room and decide what we can talk about, what we get to do. If shit goes down, you got to be ready. You don't get to be in the perfect environment where everybody gets to kiss your ass all the time.
What's the biggest natural disaster we can have here? An earthquake, probably, because the San Andreas Fault's not too far. But let's just say one of these gas lines were to rupture and a huge, insane amount of gas gets leaked into the city. Which one of those candidates, based on what you just heard, do you think is going to be the most prepared, the most, put together, the most confident in that situation? To me, I'm not being biased here. I'm just going off what I saw. I think TJ would, because that lady couldn't even answer a fucking question. What are you going to tell her when they say, hey, we have children who are dying because of the gas leak? What are you doing?
Well,
she can't even answer a fucking simple question.
Put it this way. Our drought ends, right? And this will just prove it. That, like, the Lake Isabella, the drought ends, Lake Isabella is full of water. That fucking dam breaks. So we've got a certain period of time to get out of it. He's going to say, get in your fucking cars and get out of here. Or whatever the plan is.
Right.
Well, I'm gonna get with my people.
Yeah,
and
we need to work this out.
My viewpoints, and we don't want to.
She's gonna call all her donors and all the rich people who back her and be
like, Skype the city.
Yeah,
should be on the local news.
Yeah,
via Skype. You guys, motherfuckers, should evacuate now, as it's fucking. You're already 2 feet underwater.
I just think that when it comes to issues like serious problems, you need somebody who's put together and confident, and somebody who's actually willing to, I guess. Handle the fucking pressure. He didn't break under that pressure. No. He didn't let it get to him. Even when he was caught off guard and somebody said, hey, would you go to a KKK rally? His initial reaction was, well, I can't believe you'd compare a KKK rally to a gay parade.
Quickness. To me, that is how do you react under fire?
Yeah, there you go. You just said it, and I noticed that right off the bat with him. I knew that early on. You look at these other people, and even the guy who was like clear and unequivocally no. You just lost a lot of support, dickhead. Because the first guy that said absolutely not, no. Okay, well, I'll tell you what. You just told everyone that you're a hardline religious zealot. He reminds me of someone else I know who's just so hardline with their religion that they can't accept anybody. They're sexist to a certain degree. They don't like homosexuals. If you have crazy hair or tattoos or a different lifestyle, then they just don't get you, so they're not going to support you. I want to know who that guy was. I'm going to ask TJ who that dude was, because that guy's a fucking worm, dude. Just clear and unequivocally no, as he's like sucking on the mic, dude.
I don't understand.
Mic's like halfway in his mouth.
I know, like some kind of phallic symbol here, and I'm like, all right, dude, yeah I'm pretty sure you're going to be tapping your foot at Flying J somewhere, you fucking creep.
Fucking weirdo, man. Who is that guy? I gotta ask.
I want to know, like, with that kind of over the top religion like that, where like, no, basically you're saying these people shouldn't exist. Like, you're not that far away from the Muslims that you don't like in that situation. That zealot, your over the topness, you're not that fucking far away.
Well, it's like Manny Pacquiao. I've been a Manny Pacquiao fan for years. When Manny Pacquiao first started getting good, and he was young Manny, I remember my dad being a big boxing fan. He always has been. I remember him coming up to me and saying, "Look, see this guy? This is the next greatest fighter." And I remember watching him, and I said, "That guy?" Because these are the days where heavyweights were, heavyweights were where it was at.
Like
Mike
that guy
Tyson,
who looks like
Holyfield.
the kid from the Jungle Book?
Yeah, it was Mike Tyson, Lennox Lewis, Holyfield. I mean, it was in those days, okay? At the time, I was really into Bernard Hopkins. But anyways, he says, this is the next big boxer. Pay attention to him. And as the years progressed, it turned out Manny Pacquiao was the shit. And he had me up until last year when he said that, when he tweeted that comment about, something about homosexuals being put to death or something. And it was some hardline Catholic religious remark. And he lost me. He lost me. And I'm like, you know what, dude? And I'm not even pro-gay, or I don't even bother thinking like that. I just know that there's people out there who live certain lives, and it's not up to me to decide how they live.
I'm not that
or
concerned
if they're
what you do
accepted.
with your dick as long as you're not putting it in kids.
Yeah, and he lost me on that. So when you hear politicians act like that, and it's just a big turnoff. And to me, it's like, I don't need your zealot, hardline, fucking borderline ISIS views. Because in all honesty, ISIS throws people off roofs, man.
Yeah.
They get gay guys and push them off 5-story roofs.
Yeah. I mean,
And a lot of times they don't even die. And I gotta admit, I saw the video, and they throw this dude off the roof. He lives. They pick him up, carry him back up, throw him off again. If some of these hardline Christians had it their way and they were able to get away with that shit, do you think they would? I mean, I'm talking about the hardline, Pat Robertson, is that his name? The 700 Club, hardline.
they'd never admit it.
But they would.
But without, if you could get honesty and without punishment, I believe they would.
Yes, they would. Because the Bible tells them to. The Bible says so. What's that song? What's that song? Because the Bible says Jesus loves me or whatever. They would. They would. It's disgusting. I know they would because I've seen them do lesser things. And if you can do lesser things like say unequivocally no.
Well,
then
they want that minority silenced so much. You don't think that it given no repercussion, no nothing, that they wouldn't want to totally silence that minority?
Of course they would. If there was no repercussion, if it was completely legal to like gay bash and treat homosexuals like shit, they would. They would. They've done it in the past to black people. They've done it in the past to even some white people. They would.
Whatever group that
doesn't agree with the way they do things,
that it's okay to abuse at that point gets abused.
God, that's disgusting. That's a disgusting. That video should be played over and over and over again. I'm gonna share the fuck out of that video every day. That video says an awful lot about these people, man.
And
honestly.
Whoever out there is yelling, I don't usually like yelling in debates, like shut your mouth, fucking like
in the audience.
Talk, yeah,
I think
but
that's cool.
But dude, whoever started yelling yes or no, you fucking rule.
When is the next one? I gotta look this shit up. TJ, where's it at? TJ Esposito from Mayor. Dude, we're going.
This dude who's I'm not a monster, I'm a pedophile. This fucking guy in salon.com. And I don't understand why people support this shit, this website, and they take political things. But there's a guy on here that's saying that because he has feelings for children, that doesn't make him a monster.
Yeah, well, I love the way this round comes out of my rifle. It doesn't make me a monster when
now,
I pull it at your
the thing is now that would have been the question to ask. Now, when you're asking the mayoral candidates, like, hey, do you support all the citizens? No. Okay. Because he said, I will support law-abiding, tax-paying citizens. Okay, if the pedophile rally comes to fucking town, no, you don't support that. That shit's against the fucking law.
Yeah.
But that's where it's fucking ridiculous, where these guys want to just fucking out, like, oh, so what do you mean, the fucking Klan? And way to go to the...
Well, they think they're smart. The people that ask them questions...
Way to go to the self-fucking over-the-top example, you fucking self-white-hating asshole. Ooh, let's make the white man run away because we said the fucking...
Because the person who answered that or asked that question thinks that they're like... that was.
I got the Trump card here.
Yeah, that was their moment of fame. They want Channel 23 and Channel 17 to...
That's
like, what was it like when you asked them that question?
They're probably trying to get viral off of that. Look, here's a guy who crushed him down by asking a candidate if he could fucking, what
it's that whole Joe the Plumber. Remember with Obama, that Joe the Plumber dude? It's
if
that whole
TJ
concept.
would have ate shit on that question, just like Karen Goat wouldn't answer that, but on the Klan question,
Oh, it'd be all over the place.
they'd have run him out of the fucking. He would have never had a shot. If they would have said, "What about the
I
Klan?"
wonder
and
if
he
that
was
was
like,
on the news. Man, I gotta get it.
That's what they should have asked her. Then they should have reversed the question on her when they asked about the gays. Then they should have asked her, well, same question to you. What about the Klan? And then she'd be like, well, I need to have a fact-fighting panel. Or does she go, no, I wouldn't. Then all right, stupid. Then give us an answer on the other one.
Yeah, you're right, man. You know how like these morons on Fox News and CNN talk to the candidates after the debate? We should go and set up, dude.
We'll stand there like that NFL chick. Like when
I'd like to host one and have them on and let them know that, hey, look, this is going to be a mayoral debate like you've never had before. I mean,
all you got to do is contact them. If you get more than 3 or 4 of them, and if you can get any media coverage behind it, the rest of them will come. They have to.
Would you be down? I mean, we'd have to like move the studio to a place. I mean, we couldn't do it in here. We'd have to move. I would move all this stuff, and we couldn't do it on our little recorder. We'd have to do it like on this.
Yeah, but we could do it if B-writers run it to their board.
Yeah, I wonder. I mean, that's if Ryder be down for that, but yeah.
Or somewhere. I mean, not even maybe okay, because you might get that it's a bar shit. But then support local business, assholes, and that's your job. But still, nonetheless, you could find a venue that could run it to the board for us.
We should do it. We should do a debate and just get. I mean, I know that Minute guy would come. I
mean, all you got to do is get a couple of them.
we get Minute to come. I know TJ would. Karen go. Get her go.
She won't come.
I don't want her to, but I mean, I want that guy that says unequivocally no. I would have a field day with that guy.
I know.
Did you see the guy in the background? This guy, the mouth breather. Did you see that guy?
Yeah.
Oh, let's do that. Let's put one together, man.
But all right, let's go home.
Yep.
I gotta go to work.
All right, it's the CHADMAN and RANDY show. Out.